Hello YouTube friends, Lorien here. Welcome to your signed general reading for the month of July. As usual, it's going to be 4 cards across the top. One card represents one of the week approximately in energy, and I'm actually going to be using the Gilded Tarot deck again. I know it's a favourite of a lot of people's. I got a lot of feedback about that, so I'm going to be using them again. And also I'm going to try something different. The one card at the bottom is now going to be an oracle card, giving the general feeling of the month overall. And this is going to be the Earth Magic Oracle deck for you. This is basically an example, a generalized example of a personal reading with me. If you would like more personal, tailored advice or insight into your own problems, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm more than happy to discuss options for you and what kind of reading that you need. So check out the links below to see if you can get in contact with me and if we can arrange something for you. In the meantime, I do hope you enjoy your reading, and any comments, any stories that you have to share are always welcomed. Hello Pisces, and thank you for watching your July forecast. Let's have a look at the cards now for you. So again, 4 cards at the top, a new oracle card at the bottom. I do see that there's kind of a progression here when it comes to general well-being, most of all. But let me just have a look. So if I briefly go back to your last month of June, there was kind of a sense of a leap of faith and not paying attention to how others may see you necessarily. And judging from the first week of July and the Strength card, I think you have regained a sense of yourself now. But if not, this is kind of basically the flag to say now is the time to dig deep, get your inner lion or lioness out, and try and, rather than tame the lion that a lot of the cards show, I think it's just the case of working with it. I think that would be the better option. I think you work with this wildness that you do inhabit. I know you're a kind of docile sign sometimes. A lot of Pisces are actually seemingly wrongly to be away with the fairies and they don't have a thought in their head about many things. That's not the case. And I do think here you may have the courage to speak up about a cause that you hold dear to your heart. You may actually have the strength to stand up to somebody within the workplace. I do get the sense that you are defending somebody here. You are kind of, even if it's yourself, you are kind of going, no, this is what I need to do. So similarly actually to the Aries, where it was more of a case of being pushed on, I think you don't necessarily have that same effect. Nobody is out to get you. But I do think you're going to stand up for yourself a lot more. You're going to make your voice heard. You're going to get your opinions on the table. And especially if it's in a relationship, you are going to kind of claim more equality within that relationship. So it's kind of, whether it's for a charity or whether it's for yourself, whether it's for somebody else that you know of, standing up for a friend, I just think that there is a case here that you need to be working with that inner strength that you have to kind of show that you won't be beaten and that you won't be knocked down. So if that, energy then comes across with the Knight of Swords in the second week, this actually brings a fairly upbeat and cheerful energy, even though it's a sword card. I think knights can often mean that something or someone is about to seek you out. And I also feel like he is a messenger of some kind. So if you're waiting for news about something, perhaps it's about the status of what you've just done in the first week, standing up for yourself, taking that chance. I think a lot of you, it might be, for an example, the first week is sending out a test chapter to somebody or a query letter to somebody saying, would you like to represent me? I've got this book, etc. Second week, you might get the response that you wanted. It's an example. I don't think it's for everybody. But there is a sense now that you do get something that you like what you hear. You're now getting recognised for the strength of character that you had in the first week. And I think it's a particularly good omen if you are looking for work as well. Maybe you did stand up against the competition, and whereas normally you'd feel like just going along with the interview, you kind of showed your strengths and your passion for a particular subject. And I think it's a good thing that now you're being represented in the second week. You are getting recognition. I don't think you're likely to want to wait in the second week. I do think you're going to be having a lot of nervous energy, but it's certainly better than perhaps the sense that you can't do anything. You are probably going to be feeling the opposite. I do think that there's a lot of strong connotations here that you have taken stock perhaps of what you have done in the past. You've not particularly liked what you have done or what other people have done, and you've decided to kind of stand up against that. And the Queen of Pentacles in the second week here, like all the cards, she can stand for court cards even, she can stand in for an actual person. And I think in this case, this is likely to be your energy. It's nobody else. I think there is a part of you who is now coming to the fore here. I think you're going to be spending time, money and energy on your home. I think you are going to be getting it to be more comfortable. Don't take on too much debt with it, but I think that now you've recognised a change within you. Now you want to make the change more aesthetic. You want to show it differently. You want to make your appearance reflect how you feel inside, rather than, I'm just going to throw on a t-shirt and jeans to go out and do this. You may take more time in this week to actually decide how you present yourself to the outside world, even if it's the newspaper shop. You're going to buy a newspaper or something like that. You'll want to feel good as you do that, and you'll want to have yourself reflect just how far you've come inside. And it's a brilliant thing to have, provided that you have the money in order to do that. It's not necessarily you have to buy a Chanel suit. It's sort of the same feeling. And in the last week, because you've kind of carried over the energy here, the Ace of Swords is basically the new beginning, and it's the beginning of action. It's the beginning of several fronts, actually. This new beginning, I think, is a separation from your old self and your new self. This is a case of potentially your previous life having, not literally a previous life, but in the context of, moving forwards and shedding a skin, I would say that this is now the new you, and you are going out to kick butt and take some names, basically. You are gonna make a leap. If it's in your best interests, bravery is called for, and I think you're going to feel the fear and do it anyway. You have a good idea of what must be done already, and I think the strength that you have, if you're able to carry it through this month, you're going to be able to start doing it. You will be trying this different tactic that this new lease of life will give you, and I think this is not as intuitive as the Pisces normally are. It is going from instinct, but it's not merely the psychic centre, it's the animal strength centre. It's the natural gut reaction, the fight or flight response, the things which have been instilled in us with the normal, animalistic tendencies. Not dog eat dog, but you can sense danger, you can sense when you need to change, you can sense when you need to run away, that kind of thing. So going on with the winter solstice, I know we've just passed the winter solstice if you're in the southern hemisphere, but it does seem to be calling on you to kind of, you might say that it's not actually the same as the other few cards, but I do feel that it has a very poignant message. I think you may be doing this now because you've realised that so far you haven't done what's necessary to make the difference that you've always wanted to make. You get the opportunity this month to really speak out and potentially this reminds you of previous instances where you weren't able to do that action, where you weren't able to really make the change that you wanted. Now you can, and I think you are going to be very grateful for everything that has been before to show you the direction that you need to go now. It is a good side here, and I do think that your memories go to bring up past lives again, but this time in the generational sense. You have very deep waters when it comes to your swimming pool of previous incarnations, so I would say that you need now to be or inhabit a sense of who you were in a previous lifetime in order to make the differences that you need in this one. So that's what I think that this card is now saying to you. It seems overall to be something that maybe you're getting a kind of fiery tendency. You know, you're being bubbled up. Fire and water, always good. Especially if you have a rising sign or a moon sign in a fire element. This is going to be easier for you than I think if you're a double water. But I do feel that you are going to be able to branch out and push the boundaries of yourself and other people. And it is about letting your voice be heard. It's about roaring, basically. And being united in that fact as well. Being united in the strength that you will discover. So it's a very interesting month, and if you'd like me to look into your month more personally, or if you have a general question, you can either take a look at my Etsy shop to see if there's a package already available that you want to buy, or you can contact me on my email to arrange a specialised one and I can build one for you for a reading. But I am looking forward to speaking to you and reading for you next month. It's a very strong month for change. Do leave your comments if you experience any of this. I would love to know. But in the meantime, take care and good luck.